Analysis of the film The Great Wall, 2016. Plot summary. In The Great Wall, William Garin, a European mercenary, travels through ancient China in search of gunpowder. After a deadly encounter with a mysterious creature, he and his companion Tovar are taken in by an elite military order known as the Nameless Order, responsible for guarding the Great Wall. William quickly learns the truth. The wall was not built simply for political or territorial defense. Its true purpose is to stop a terrifying horde of monstrous creatures known as the Tao Tei, which attack every 60 years. As the next assault begins, William must choose between escaping with the weapon he came for or standing alongside the soldiers who trust him. What begins as a selfish mission becomes a battle for the survival of humanity. Strengths. Stunning visual spectacle. The film presents breathtaking large-scale visuals, including vibrant armor colors, beautifully coordinated battle formations, and impressive sequences on and around the Great Wall. A unique fusion between Western characters and Chinese mythology, bringing European mercenaries into a story rooted in Chinese legends results in a rare blend of cultures and fantasy that stands out from traditional Hollywood productions. Creative creature design. The Tao Tei have a distinct look, movement, and social structure, and the film establishes clear internal logic for how these creatures behave. Fast-paced and entertaining. The narrative moves quickly, focusing on action and spectacle, which makes it an easy and enjoyable experience for viewers who appreciate visually driven storytelling. Strong supporting cast. Actors like Jing Tian, Andy Liu, and Zhang Han Yu deliver compelling performances that add emotional weight to the film. Weaknesses. Limited character development. Although William's arc is clear, most characters, especially members of the Nameless Order, are not explored deeply. A simple narrative. The story focuses more on action than emotional complexity, which may leave some viewers wishing for a more layered script. Controversy around Matt Damon's casting. Many viewers felt that placing a European hero at the center of a story set in ancient China overshadowed the Chinese characters, sparking criticism and debate in Western media. Dialogue lacks depth. Some exchanges feel functional and straightforward rather than meaningful or memorable. Heavy reliance on digital effects. Although the visuals are impressive, certain scenes depend so much on computer-generated imagery that they feel less grounded. Fun facts about The Great Wall 2016. A major collaboration between Hollywood studios and the Chinese motion picture industry. It was one of the biggest and most ambitious film partnerships between American production companies and the Chinese motion picture industry. Directed by Yimou Zhang, the same filmmaker behind acclaimed movies such as Hero and House of Flying Daggers, known for his visually poetic style. Large practical sets were built. Even with extensive digital effects, significant portions of the wall and surrounding structures were physically constructed to give the film a more authentic aesthetic. Matt Damon trained intensely. He spent months practicing archery, horseback riding, and fight choreography to prepare for his role. Based on traditional Chinese mythology, the Tao Tei creatures are inspired by ancient designs and legends found in traditional Chinese art. Filmed at Qingdao Oriental Movie Metropolis, this is one of the most advanced and expansive film studio complexes ever built, located in China. A multilingual film set. Cast and crew members spoke several languages, including English, Mandarin, and Spanish, making constant translation necessary during production. Symbolic use of color. Director Zhao Mimu assigned specific colors to each division of the Nameless Order, with each color representing a theme such as discipline, bravery, or sacrifice. Lessons from The Great Wall, 2016. Courage is something you choose. William starts as a man driven by survival, but he learns to fight for a cause bigger than himself. Unity creates strength. The nameless order survives because every soldier understands discipline, structure, and cooperation. Greed has limits. Tovar symbolizes selfishness. William learns that survival without purpose is empty. Respect crosses cultural barriers. Trust can grow between people from different backgrounds when they share honor and responsibility. Humanity is strongest when it stands together. The soldiers of the Great Wall succeed only when they act collectively against a common enemy. Sacrifice is part of honor. The Nameless Order fights with a deep sense of duty, even at the risk of their own lives. Technology without values is destructive. Gunpowder is powerful, but without conscience, it becomes a tool of chaos instead of protection. Box office and ratings. The Great Wall had a budget of $150 million and earned approximately $335 million worldwide. While it was not a major success in the United States, it attracted large audiences in several international markets, especially in China, becoming one of the most commercially successful film partnerships between American production companies and the Chinese motion picture industry. On Rotten Tomatoes, the film received 36% approval from critics and 42% from audiences. Critics praised the visuals but felt the story lacked depth, while general audiences were divided between enjoying the spectacle and wanting richer character development. Now, here's our opinion.
The Great Wall 2016 always caught my attention because of its idea, the Great Wall of China being attacked by mysterious creatures. When the trailer came out, it looked huge, stylish, colorful, full of action, so yeah, I was really excited for it. That's why I was surprised when the movie started getting a lot of negative reviews, because judging by the trailer, it definitely didn't look bad. Because of that backlash, I ended up watching it only years later, and when I finally did, my expectations were low. I thought it would be a weak film, but honestly, it surprised me. The movie is good. It's extremely well crafted. The costumes, the armor, the special effects, the locations, and especially the monsters, the Tao Tei, which are based on Chinese mythology. It's a big production, well put together, and it delivers exactly what it promises. Calling it a bad movie feels unfair. Sure, some things could have been developed better, especially a few character arcs, but none of that changes the fact that the movie is entertaining, visually impressive, and full of creative moments. Another interesting point is that this film is a collaboration between Hollywood and China, and you can clearly feel that combination on screen. It has that distinct Chinese military aesthetic mixed with the more Western style of storytelling. I also think people put way too much expectation on this movie, especially because it had a massive budget. And when expectations get that high, anything that isn't mind-blowing ends up being labeled a failure. But honestly, the movie didn't deserve the cold reaction it got. It's much better than people said at the time. One of the biggest complaints was the fact that the main character isn't Chinese. Some said that it overshadowed Chinese actors. I completely disagree. The protagonist has to be a foreigner. That's the whole narrative idea. The story becomes more interesting when we see everything through the eyes of someone arriving in that world for the first time. The audience discovers things at the same pace he does. If the main character were Chinese and already knew everything, the whole sense of discovery would disappear. Criticizing that choice is basically criticizing the foundation of the movie story. That's why I think this specific criticism is childish and even a bit biased. Casting a European actor makes sense for the narrative. It wasn't a random decision. And the Chinese cast is actually very well represented, including Jing Tian, who plays Commander Lin Mei, one of the most important leaders on the wall, Andy Lau, who plays Strategist Wang, responsible for intelligence and military planning, and Zhong Hanyu, who plays General Shao, the commander overseeing the entire fort. So the idea that Chinese actors were pushed aside simply isn't true. They have major roles in the story. In the end, I found The Great Wall to be a fun, visually striking movie with solid ideas. I definitely recommend it if you enjoy action, monsters, and big-scale productions. It's a great film to sit back and relax with on the weekend. To me, it was unfairly judged and deserves way more appreciation than it got. That's all for now. Session closed. If all goes well, see you in the next video. Until then.